Okay, we are live. Let me share my screen and we'll get our meeting rolling here. There, the whole meeting backwards.
That was quick.
All right, welcome to the City Council meeting, January 28th, 2021. Meeting is being live streamed to YouTube right now. It will be recorded and I have the files available they will be available at City Hall. Plus you can look on YouTube and watch it anytime to your heart's content. We ask that everyone to please mute your mic as you already know those rules, and mind your camera angle. Council meeting. Later on, we'll have a public information, public comment time. We will announce that ahead of time. You can call 734-848-6495 to relay your message when we get to that time, and we will repeat that number when it comes to the public comment time and give you plenty of time to call in. At this time, I'd like to ask Councilman Welton if you will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, sure. I pledge allegiance to the
Flag.
United
States
of America
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Welton.
My pleasure.
This time we'll do the roll call.
Gramsa,
Present in Luna Pier.
Grimes,
Here in Luna Pier.
Meadows,
Unmute.
Here in Luna Pier with the full moon.
Wakeman,
Here in Luna Pier.
Anstead,
here in Luna Pier.
Welton,
Present in Luna Pier.
Mayor Gardner.
Here and also in Luna Pier. Thank you, everyone. We admit John Zarb. I think you have before you the minutes of January 14th, 2021. We have the approval of the agenda. The latest version would be the Word document that was sent out with the correct figure on the bills and warrants, which is represented in this slide presentation too, the PowerPoint presentation. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 14, 2021 Zoom online meeting and tonight's consent agenda.
We have a motion. Do we have a support?
Support.
Okay, did you get one of those, Jolene?
What? I got like 3 of them.
Wakeman.
Wakeman? Okay, we'll take
Okay.
that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. The bills and warrants we'll do separately because that has to be a roll call vote. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills of warrant number 14052 and the amount of $12,608.
No.
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 And the amount of $34,987.55 paid, and the Visa payment of $6,632.51 as presented, and waive the reading.
Sorry, that's my
Support.
fault. We have a motion, we have support.
Support.
And it is the top amount on the bills of warrant, not the part that's in the proposed motion there. Thank you, Neil, I apologize for that. Any discussion?
What's a stalker patrol radar? Is that radar?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Hearing any more discussion? Go to a roll call vote.
Gramza,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Anstett,
Yes,
Welton,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Motion carried. We have no presentations tonight. We'll move into the mayor's report. The police millage has been forwarded to the county, and Phil Costello submitted it to Lansing for approval. Now the process is the Lansing approval has to be submitted to the county by February 9th. And everyone has been informed of this deadline that we have to meet. And it's in their hands. It's in Lansing's hands right now to get it back to us in time to get it submitted to the county. Anything to add to that, Jolene? Is that correct?
Yes, I did talk to Phil Costello today, and he talked to George Ellsworth at the Attorney General's office today. And he assured that it was going to be fine, and whether he didn't know for sure if we would get the letter or not, but he would send an email or something to let us know that we can pass that off to the county.
Thank you very much, Jolene, for following up on that and keeping us informed on that. It's a very important process, as we all know. The pet ordinance that we passed at last meeting has been submitted to the Monroe News. It's scheduled to be published this week, or is Jolene?
February 2nd.
February 2nd. It's due to be published, and then 20 days after it's published, then it goes into effect. And that'll give us time to post it. We don't have to wait till it goes in effect to post it, but we'll certainly do that when it does hit the paper. And there's places like the post office, we can post it in there. I can post something on Facebook about the ordinance just to let everybody know, and it will be posted on our website of the ordinance, and that we are going to enforce it, and it will be in place. The elevator has been delivered. Installation has not started yet. We usually have to call the company a few times. They did give us the best price, but it is somewhat a challenge sometimes to get answers. I don't know if they're extremely busy, but we're trying to get them out here to do that installation. The work is continuing. I'll have a more detailed report next meeting. Some things this past week fell off the table. I'm glad to be up to speed and feeling good again, but I tried to get everything done that I could. But this one, I'll get with Mike tomorrow, and we'll look at the budget of how much money we have, how much work we have to do, and get a more detailed report next meeting. We have our committee to review medical and recreational marijuana facilities policy. We're calling that the feasibility committee for now, until we come up with a better name. That might just be the name that goes. And we remember that their goal will be to provide information on the processes, provide information to city council, to the public. We will go through all of the proper steps. The committee is not be in charge of making that decision. That will go through the process. It's easier. There's a lot of information out there. It's a lot of work. We want to make sure we do it well, that we do it right, that we don't end up with the mess that some other municipalities have found themselves in. JD is number one. things are looking good there. The plans have been submitted to the building department and they are under review now. So we're seeing progress there. That's a good thing. And we want JD to succeed there and we want that company to succeed, and they will be the first one open and operating in Luna Pier. We're happy about that. If we do decide to add licenses, we'll go through all the proper procedures, but that we got people calling every day seeking licenses. The answer is no, we are not issuing any more licenses at this time. If we change that, then we will make an announcement. But right now, our goal is to get our facility that's in progress up and running. And if they're probably, I know JD has mentioned before, he will, probably want to go look at selling recreational in the future, and that'll be our decision there. We'll have to opt in if we decide to do that, and we should be doing that homework now. So if he requests that it doesn't put him on hold while we go through this entire process, we'll have at least a little bit of legwork done ahead of time and know what we have to do next to consider that. We've had a lot of calls this week about the activity at Dynamic Transportation, the lot behind the car wash. The work was started without a permit and not without the Planning Commission review. We did issue a citation for that work that was done. Joe did call the city, did what was required to contact his engineer. It actually has to be approved through the Monroe County Drain Commission before it even goes to our building department to be submitted to the planning department. So the first step is for his engineer to submit to the Monroe County Drain Commission, which he is in the process of doing right now. Then the Drain Commission will review it. Because the Monroe County Drain Commission considers gravel a hard surface, it has to meet all the drainage requirements of a paved surface. So the Drain Commission will have their say first, whether that make sure it's done right, it's approved according to their plans. Then it will go to our building department and through our planning department, and we will take it in there. The restriction on any kind of truck parking or working on trucks or anything with heavy trucks there is still in place. Nothing has changed there. And trucks have not been moved into that area to park. We are.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
was any of that work being done at night, or was it all being done during the day?
I don't know the answer to that. It was, we got calls at the city, and then I got some calls from people, and I went down and looked at it during the day and saw it, but I don't know when the work was done. Either way.
He was moving dirt about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, being on this end of the town, I didn't see it. I don't know the answer to that, but yeah, apparently it was done.
Yeah, who is Johnson's engineer?
That is Dean Fredericks.
Dean Fredericks?
Yes.
Okay.
It was interesting, even after he got the citation one day, the next day, they were still out working on it in the morning. They were out steamrolling it and compressing it and doing more work.
Yeah.
So he didn't really take the citation all that seriously, I don't think, but we'll see.
Yeah. He did call and at least inquire about it, and we'll let the process work and see what happens here. It's It's how we have to do it, and it's for the good of everybody, for the city too.
Jim,
Yes.
This Dean Fredericks, does he have his own company, or does he work for any other, like Hammond or?
He has his own company. He is a he has all the credentials he needs to submit that. He's working for Joe, and he's actually he's done some work around in the city.
Okay, so
I think he's very reliable. He knows this process really well. He wasn't contacted before the work started. Once he was contacted, he got right on it.
Okay.
Any other questions about? Okay, we've seen some progress with Hague Automotive. They did submit a grant application to Consumers Energy for DC fast chargers in Luna Pier. The location is still to be determined. They could be located on some of the parking lots for some of the businesses. There's some advantages there. We could locate them in our beach parking. There are some advantages there, but there are some drawbacks too, because those spaces will be only available for charging, not for any other parking, because the app will show if somebody's plugged into that charging station. And if they get off the expressway, find the charging station, and there's a car parked there and they can't use it, we don't want that at all. So we have to restrict parking to only vehicle charging. And we will decide. We know which areas now have the infrastructure to support the charging. We'll look at getting the grants, and then we'll work on that all the fine details of it. I listened to a webinar yesterday about electric vehicle infrastructure and charging. It was very interesting. It was recorded, so when they post the location of the webinar, I'll share it with everybody. It was very eye-opening. It showed some requirements. I don't know if you've seen, the GM announced in the last couple of days that they will cease production of gas and diesel engines by 2035. That is where vehicles are going. And it's a good thing for Luna Pier, especially being on the map as one of the big stars on the map, was where they want a lot of chargers because of our location. And when people plug their vehicles in right now, the fast chargers take 20 minutes to charge, where the slower chargers will take a few hours to charge a vehicle. You could actually plug it into a 110 outlet at home, but you only get about 5 to 7 hours worth of driving, or 5 to 7 miles of driving for each hour that's plugged in. There are upgrades to that in your home that you can do, but people on the road, the charging stations will be taken to places of gas stations in the future. And with all of our power lines going overhead, we're just in a prime location. ITC presented, and they showed a concept of how a truck charging facility would work. And there's room for trucks to charge and room for passenger vehicles. And that takes a lot of power to do that. It's a fast charge. DC fast chargers need 150,000 watts to operate, to give them that 20-minute charge. And there are chargers in the works now that will charge even faster than that. They're not out yet, but they're in the experimental stages. So it'll be very close to stopping at a gas station and filling up and going 200 to 300 miles. Those are in the works. I've seen enough at Ford Motor Company that I know where they're headed with it. And this is a great thing for us, and we need to be on top of that. Dundee announced they're pretty excited about the chargers they're getting in cooperation with Cabela's. Cabela's is on board. Dundee's on board. Their charging stations are going up all over the state. Any other questions?
Yeah, Mayor, I'm sorry, Mayor, I have a question. Aside from just generally bringing people into town to do the charging, what other benefit does the city get out of the charging stations?
If we, depending on how much we would invest in it, we could profit off the charging itself. We will get some through Hague, but then we'd have to put money out. It depends on our contract with Hague, but we will get some revenue from that. The biggest thing is that it'll put us on the map. If you're waiting 20 minutes, people are going to spend money. That's why a lot of places now offer free charging. Casinos, most casinos offer free charging because they want to bring people in and they know they're going to spend the money. That will be the benefit for us. And we will be on the digital map of vehicle charging when we have chargers available. It shows in real time where chargers are open, and we will be on the map of having chargers stations available.
Does the city still own the property behind the medical building?
We do.
Wonder if that's an option.
It may be. It's kind of hard there because it's kind of hidden. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know if that would be the best use of our resources. We want to help out our businesses too. We want to help them succeed. And when they succeed and more places move in, then it's better for us too. We all win in the long run.
Be really nice, Mayor, if we could move City Hall, the police station, and the fire station to that property, and then use City Hall parking lot and fire station.
It would be. It would be.
But he has any bright ideas to come up with a few $1 million.
Yeah, we just need, and we'll keep looking for ways of doing it. We've done other things that people thought were impossible.
I'm actually happy to hear that they're skipping the level 1 charger and actually looking to put in the fast chargers, because that was not appealing to me at all. I think they were looking at that as being, we're a small city, but it's the least impact for point of entry or ease of entry into it. And
yep,
I wasn't sold on that.
You're right. And when we got in, all of the DC chargers were, all the grants were already used up, and it started over again in 2021. And that's actually why we waited, rather than from the advice of Hague. They said, let's just wait until January and submit it then. And that's what we did. So I'm pretty excited about seeing what comes down from that, what we can do with it. And Ironwood, Michigan made statewide news when they install it, and they never get on the news. So it's a big thing. A lot of people are looking at it. Any other questions? If not, we'll move on to department reports. The police report is attached. Everyone was sent that report. Chief couldn't be here tonight. Committee reports, anything? I think we covered everything with the police millage. If anybody wants to weigh in on it, they can. I think the feasibility committee will start next week. Is that the plan? To start setting some goals and some timelines of what? Is that correct?
That is the plan, unless I have to travel to Pittsburgh again.
Okay. Yep.
Always a possibility.
Yep. And that's where you were this week. So we are moving with that. Any other input for committee reports?
Can we go back to the police report a second? As I read that, he's talking about that vehicle. Is that something that you can just approve him selling that car at the auction, or is he acts like he's
Actually-
needing approval of that or something?
Actually, right now, we can list it, and it looks really good there that we can get the going rate we can get the best price on that website, and we should have no problem getting enough to cover most of the cost of the other used vehicle that's a couple of years newer and in a lot better shape. So when we go to buy the new, if they will list it this week, probably starting Monday. And in the past, all we've done is traded the vehicles in. We never really took council action
Okay.
to sell a vehicle. It was more of the department's discretion.
All right.
And usually when we get rid of them, they're pretty old.
Yeah.
And so
right.
it's not, you're not talking a huge amount of money.
Right.
So we've talked about it this week and said, well, we can follow the way we've done it in the past. And I think we're perfectly legal that way. And it makes sense in this case. Before we buy the new one, we'll get, or not new one, the new used one, we will get council approval, but we should be looking at about maybe $700. That's our plan. And it could even be less than that, but we'll see. It depends on what the old one sells for. Instead of putting the money into that old car, we'll put it towards a better used car. And the investment will be significantly less than fixing up the old one.
Okay. Thanks.
But we will vote on it before we buy anything. Old business, we have none. New business, we have the request to split the lot, which was approved by the building department and by our assessor. The poverty exemption guidelines, that's something that we have to vote on every year, correct, Jolene?
Yeah, we voted on this a couple meetings ago, but as soon as we voted on it, then the state made changes to it. So this is a revised. So Steph we have to pass this new revised one now.
Can
Okay.
you speak to the changes, Jolene?
She didn't really tell me what the changes were. She didn't tell me.
Makes it a little difficult
Yeah.
for us to,
Yeah, she didn't. She just said that this was the new revised one and the old one was obsolete now.
Yeah, it would be nice if we had a line,
Yeah,
the changes were marked and lined through the old with replacement for the new, but we don't have that copy.
Jolene, can we table that until we get clarification?
we can. Sure.
I didn't know if it was
is that
something
going to hold
needed to be
anything
done.
up?
I don't think we have anybody that's using this property exemption right now so I think we could, if we put it on until next meeting, it would probably be fine.
That would be great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
We'll carry that into when we get a motion, we can get if somebody proposes a motion to table it, we can vote on that. And then try to get the strike through version of the old wording and the correction of the new wording. Bernie Russell, resignation from the EDC Planning Commission and DDA. Bernie has been quite active in the community. We will miss her over there in Erie Township.
She also stated on her letter that she would like, if you needed any help with what did she say?
Art festival.
Yeah, the festival. She would be willing to help.
Okay. Yep, we can always still take volunteers.
But would everyone be interested in drafting a nice letter to Bernie and Rich for both of their commitments to the city for so long and all the council people and mayor signing it?
We can sure do that.
I think it's a great idea.
Yep, we did recognize them at the last two meetings, but we can sure do that also. They
Something
certainly have earned it.
something they can put on a fridge, you know.
Yep, they certainly have earned it. The 2021 appointments to committees. I sent that out late today. I hope everybody had a chance to review that. I do have it up here. I can show if you want to look at it before we vote on it, but I hope everyone got that copy was sent out. I don't think there's any surprises on it. I tried to discuss it with everybody, any of the changes or other ones were carried over from last year. The construction certificate management procedures, that one, the last paragraph is the only part that changed. In the fees where we charge $5. There's no fee if it's your own property. If you're requesting for somebody else's property, then it's a $5 fee. That is the only change, and it's the last paragraph of that document. Republic Services, our contract actually expired at the end of the year. I thought we had about 2 months in, but it actually expired at the end of the year. They have agreed to extend the contract, and we did start the process of soliciting bids for a new contract. Until we get that established, they have agreed to work under the old agreement with the same rates. So we're going to vote on just the contract extension tonight, that we want to that we're okay with the old extension. They did explain that trash collection, the amount of trash is up significantly, not just in Luna Pier, but all residential areas. And it makes a lot of sense because of the pandemic. People are staying home and they aren't generating and throwing away their trash at work. Everything is getting thrown away. All the trash they generate is thrown away at home now, but there's so many people working from home. Plus, online ordering is up significantly. So they're seeing a lot of extra trash from recyclable materials from Amazon and every other online supplier. They come wrapped well, and that is really increasing the tonnage that they're actually hauling out of here. But they did agree to work with the same terms under that current contract until we post it and it's all settled. Any questions on the new business? If not, we'll move on to public comment. If anybody who's joining the meeting, either live or watching it on YouTube, this is our time for public comment. You can call 734-848-6495. Operators are standing by, and you can either voice your comment and pass along the message. We can put you on speakerphone and try to do it that way. Or if somebody who's online live wants to chime in and ask a question, you have your time.
Jim, I just got a text from John Zarb, and he wants to know, when will the city send out a newsletter again?
We will work on that in the spring here and get our newsletter together. This is a hard year and we did miss it, but we will get back on track for our regular spring newsletter. We need to do that and make it a priority.
Jim, what do you see as a time frame for that? Because since we have the animal ordinance and we have the upcoming police levy in May, I mean, it seems like sooner rather than later to use that as an education tool.
Yeah, and usually it is in the spring earlier. What's our usual time frame, Jolene?
Usually we start to get it together in March, and then it usually goes out the end of April, early May.
Okay, and if we're strict with our guidelines with getting people to submit the articles, what we usually do is we tell everybody, submit your article, or submit your, everybody on each committee, and we've been a little bit lenient on it, and we don't get them back in time, and we get them 1 and 2 weeks behind. We can make it a lot stricter this year and get it out earlier. And I put myself in that class because I've missed the deadline too.
What-
So we'll have to stick by that deadline when you get a notice if you're on a committee and you need to write something for the newsletter. We'll need it by the deadline.
What is the date of the election?
May 4th. May 4th.
What is the general feeling about when we should be out with it so that we get information about the police levy so that people have time to read it and ask questions and form an opinion?
I would say like absentee applications and ballots will go out in April. Well, I mean, they'll
Okay.
get them in probably in March, but the actual ballots will probably go out in April.
Right?
So I would say if you want those people to be informed on the voting or what the ballot issues, you'd want to get it out before then.
Yeah, I agree. I
We can
mean, I
make-
think we need to accelerate the newsletter so we have a vehicle to get it out there, sooner
We can
rather
work on
than.
it April 1st.
All right.
Also relatively soon, I've been working with Chief Ansel. He's going to do a Facebook Live Q&A regarding the police department in general. He's going to have folks email him questions that they would like to see answered regarding the police department, and he will answer them on this Facebook Live interview. I
cool.
think that'll help also promote, give awareness to the millage.
Good.
Yep.
John
we-
Zarb also wants to know if the newsletter should be quarterly.
We can decide on that. It's a lot of money.
It's
It's a lot of work. And I think we have enough other outlets, other sources that we can use that a spring and a fall would be good. I don't know about going more than that. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, if we had better familiarity on updating our website,
Yep.
I think the quarterly thing would be very very doable and steer more people toward at least the website rather than
Yeah.
any other stream like that.
Yeah, the direct mailing is where the cost comes in. If we mail a hard copy to every 600 households.
Hello,
Yep. Is that
Dave Davison, here in Luna Pier, 4404 Center First Street. Mayor, question I have is, one is, out of the, I believe it was $210,000 that consumers gave us for the grant for the lighthouse, how much is that actually left over after the installation of the elevator?
on the elevator? Well, I'll have to look. I don't have that figure right now. Mike Dembski is tracking that, and there are other expenses and actually a lot of work done already besides the elevator, because we did install all of the wiring. We did install the HVAC units. We hung a lot of drywall in there. We have the steps all built, of course, around the elevator shaft. So there's a lot of work going on inside there. We have the kitchen laid out. We're working on some plumbing there. So next week, next meeting, I'll have my report of all the progress. I hope to have photos of what's done there, and I can have the answer to that. I do not have it in front of me right now. We did finally solve the leak issue. That was actually kind of expensive. We had to replace some windows, and then we had to do repairs between the tower and the roof line. It was never built right from the start, and it's leaked from day one. We did have to rent a lift, get the workers up there. They fixed it. They tested it. It has not leaked since. So that's when we had to hold off before we could do the drywall. We had to have that repaired. Now we did those repairs. It's not leaking now. And the drywall installers are there working on that. We added the insulation that should have been there before. That actually is one of the less expensive things we've done. But I will have that report for the next meeting of exactly what's done, what still needs to be done, and what our finances are looking like.
Yeah, thank you. One other thing is that if the city council and the city comes up with a resolution honoring Mr. and Mrs. Russell, I would like to pay for and donate a plaque also to be, so they have something to take. And I'll pay for it. You guys just need me to know what you guys want on it, etc.
Okay. We appreciate that very much. And they definitely have earned a lot of kudos here. They have done a lot of work for us. And I think that's the least we can do.
That's it. Thank you for
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you for your comments.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Dave.
it. I'll give a few more minutes here to give people a chance to call in. And is the coast clear, Jolene?
Yeah, I haven't gotten any phone calls.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to close the community input part of our meeting. Move into council action. Item A is split the property at lot number 51, 145, 012, 00.
Make a motion to approve the lot split for the property number 51-145-012-00 for Michael PT and Louis Schlatter. Addition to Lakewood lots 14 to 16 as presented, waiving the reading.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion. We have support. Do we have discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Gramza,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Anstett,
Yes.
Welton,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you very much. The poverty exemption guidelines.
Mayor, I make a motion, we table this until we can get clarification on the changes.
Okay, we have motion to table. Do we have support?
Support.
We have support. I think we can go with all in favor,
Aye.
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 opposed? Hearing none, motion, the item is tabled. Bernie Russell's resignation from the EDC Planning Commission and DDA. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve with regret the resignation of Bernie Russell from the EDC Planning Commission and DDA as presented, waiving the reading.
Support.
We have a motion. We have a support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. We thank them for all they've done, and we will miss them. Committee members to reappoint. Does everybody have a copy of that Word document that I sent? And both sides? You'll
Yes.
see
Yes.
all the names. Any discussion on that? Or here, do I have a motion then? I don't want to get ahead of myself here.
Motion to approve the committee members to be reappointed as presented, waiving the reading.
Support.
We have a motion. We have support. Did you get that, Jolene?
Yes.
Any discussion?
I have a question here.
Yes, go ahead.
So there are two documents. You sent one late in the day that's 2 pages. There was one previous to that that was sent that had one
Yes.
page.
That had open positions that we need to fill. Some of those, we did get requests for reassignment. Some we did not. So there's we don't have anything to vote on that one. That was an awareness of the committees that we're going to have to go to work and fill those positions. And-
Okay, so the other one had aspirational things. The only thing we're
Yes.
voting on is the one that you sent that's 2 pages.
Yes, 2
Okay.
pages, because
Gotcha.
that's directly related to city council. And then that actually gives the committee reps a job assignment, because we need to
Okay.
fill those positions. There's some very important positions in there that we need to fill.
Okay,
And I will work with you on that.
But there are
Mayor?
some things on your list, Mayor, that need to be on there as far as like the Housing Commission. Donna Vance needs to be put on there. So the list that was generated by me, like Howard Steibel for flood and Donna Vance for the housing. The Planning Commission, Art Richardson needs to be reappointed. Tax Review, Gary Welton needs to be reappointed. And I heard
I believe that's Gary Walton,
Gary,
Joel.
yeah,
Walton, okay,
yeah, Gary Walton.
sorry.
And
And-
usually those are handled through individual motions. The committee assignments is the mayoral assignments of the first of the year.
Well, so are these. These were all,
Right.
their term is up.
Yeah, we should have had those.
You want them all
Listed.
individual or do you,
Yeah,
I
they-
mean,
yeah,
before
they-
we've done those as a group.
Not
year
that
we
I
did.
know of. I think we've always done them, listed them individually and vote on each person, just like we do when someone either applies or resigns.
Have-
Uh,
have those people all expressed an interest in continuing? Like Polly Fredericks, for instance?
The only one that I have not heard from is Polly. Charles Liedel, he emailed me back today and he does not want to be reappointed to the zoning committee. So that one's scratch. And I have not heard
and-
from Polly.
And I don't believe we can reappoint Polly unless she indicates that she would like to continue.
Yeah, that is that they do have to send a letter.
Are these terms that are already expired, Jolene?
They expire in January. Yes.
Can we,
I feel as though we need to get some clarification on these as well. I know their terms are expiring.
Yeah, I mean, the only one really that we have to get is Polly. Everybody else has returned an email back that they want to be reappointed.
Well, you said Charles Liddell does not want to be
he
reappointed.
does
Right.
not.
But we need
He's on the
somebody
list
else
to
to
be
fill that
reappointed.
spot.
Right.
And we don't know about Polly, so, and has Maha Shawat, has she sent you an
Yes.
affirmation?
Yes.
Okay,
And
Now-
so if I make a motion that we reappoint members to their respected committees with the exemption of Chuck Liddell and Polly Fredericks for the time being, is that going to cover everything, Jolene?
It will. I mean, I don't know, like Jim said, this is how we did it in Erie. You guys might do it different. So,
Yeah, it's definitely a separate action item than the committee assignments. Can we add those as a separate motion?
Yeah, we can do
Too
that.
late in the meeting to do that?
sure.
Procedurally, I'm asking. I mean, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, Yeah, you can procedurally do that.
Okay,
Separate them out.
Okay.
all right. So I think we have a motion and support for accepting the committee assignments.
I propose a
Or-
motion to approve the committee members to appoint as presented by the mayor, waive the reading.
Support.
Okay, a
Now, wait,
motion,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that the ones that we just did?
that's the 2-page, right?
The 2-page that Jim
Yeah.
submitted.
And I think we have that motion.
You have that motion already.
Okay, and we just need to vote on it. We were in discussion phase,
Right.
Right.
so I think we
Oh,
can
okay.
do.
We already had it. You're right.
Yeah, and I don't think, I'll just say all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Okay.
Now I don't have a
So the second one that was with the distribution of minutes originally, that needs another motion with clarification. Is that right?
yes.
We should add that to the end, though. Go through this
Yep.
list.
Yep. We'll go through this list, what's on the agenda, and we'll catch that one up. I agree.
Okay.
The schedule of regular meetings for city council.
I make
Go
a
ahead.
motion to approve the schedule of regular meetings of the city council for the year 2021 as presented and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Construction certificate management procedures for Luna Pier. That's the one with the paragraph, with the change to the last paragraph of not charging the homeowner, but charging someone who does not own the property.
I'll make a motion to approve the construction certificate management for the city of Luna Pier as presented and waive the reading.
We have a motion, we have support.
Who
Is that-
was the support?
Eric.
Councilman Welton on the
you.
support. Any discussion? Do we need a roll call on that, or could we?
Yeah, no, you don't need, well, it
All
does
in-
involve money.
$5.
Okay,
It does involve $5,
okay,
so
we'll do
yeah,
a
it
roll
does.
call.
Okay. Welton,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Gramza,
Yes.
Anstett,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Motion carried. And it's not the amount, it's the process of doing it right. Thank you, everyone. Republic Services temporary contract. Do we have a motion to approve a temporary contract until the permanent contract is issued, is awarded?
I'll propose a motion to approve a temporary contract with Republic Services for refuse pickup until all notices for bids can be completed and the new contract is in place.
Or
Motion, was that Meadows?
No, it was Welton, I think, or I mean,
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
So we have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? And that will definitely go to a roll call.
Meadows,
yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Gramza,
Yes.
Anstett,
Yes.
Welton.
Yeah.
Grimes,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Motion carried. Now we'll go back to our committee assignments, or not committee assignments, but our reappointments.
The item H.
Yeah, we'll add item H. And we'll kind of hard to show the wording here.
I think between Mike and Derek, they might have it.
And
Derek, take it away, so we're not talking over each other.
All right, I got you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the reappointment of Gary Walton to the Tax Board of Review for a 3-year term.
Do you want to do them as a group? Do we want to vote individually for each one?
Let's do them individually because
Yeah.
there's people on here we haven't heard from. So let's just do them
Okay.
individually. I'll go down the
agree.
list and yep.
Yep, I agree. I'm just clarifying your motion.
Support.
Support.
Wait a minute, I got 3 supports.
Support.
No,
That was
My bad.
Stacy.
was it Neil on the support?
No, it's
Doesn't
Stacy.
matter.
Was it Stacy?
Stacy, okay.
Okay.
I supported it. Yeah, I was one of them.
Okay, I got it. I got Welton and Grimes for that one.
Got
Okay,
it.
we have a motion. We have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Art Richardson to another term on the Planning Commission for a 3-year term.
Support.
We have a motion and we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Do I have a third motion?
I will for the Housing Commission, but I do want to ask a question. A 5-year term, that's asking a lot out of somebody.
That's what her term was.
Okay.
They run, there's a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5.
Okay. I'll make a motion to reappoint Donna Vance to a 5-year term on the Housing Commission.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Howard Steibel to the Flood and Erosion Protection Committee for a 3-year term.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion?
Who was the support?
Neil.
Neil?
Can you not see me, Jolene?
Oh, I'm writing and then I
Yeah.
can't read.
I see you looking at the screen. That's why I'm waving so you can.
Yeah,
And I got that. That's good.
Over
I'll have to say
here.
support and
Thought you
keep
were
on
just being
talking
funny.
so your pain lights up. So we have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing no opposition, motion carried.
To reappoint Art Richardson to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term.
We have
Support.
Support.
a motion, we have support from Councilman Anstett. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And is that our entire list that we have?
No. We have DDA.
Oh, DDA, okay. Mo,
Make a motion. I make a motion to reappoint Mao Shalau to the DDA for a 4-year term.
Support.
we have a motion and we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Now, if I didn't lose count,
That's
Yeah.
everybody.
that's everybody.
Thank you, Derek.
Okay, thanks, Derek, that's one document I did not have open that I could reference very quickly put it on the screen with screen.
Took me a minute, but I found it.
Any council input or information?
I have a question.
Yes.
I've been reading on Facebook, so the hair salon in Luna Pier is now open and running?
I don't have an answer for that. I did ask Mike if there is a certificate of occupancy issued. I'll hear back from him tomorrow morning when he comes in.
Okay. I mean, I'm excited if she's able to open, but I had thought that it wasn't yet. So that's why I just wondered, but Mike is going to follow with that.
Yes, I will reserve any comments because I really don't know.
Yeah. I just was seeing all the comments on Facebook. That's why I wondered, and that she's practicing in there. So I just wondered.
Yeah, somebody did bring that to my attention and I forwarded it to Mike
Okay.
and we will look into that. Any other council input?
Yeah, I got one thing. So as a part of the fire department's recruiting and retention initiative, as many of you know, we're down to about 13 firefighter first responders, majority, with the exception of one that's firefighter only trained right now, and one that's medical first responder trained only right now. But we have 13 total members and we're stretched pretty thin. So with the recruitment and retention grant we received with the help of John Zarb through FEMA, part of it is keeping folks for longer years and getting new people in the door. We started to do on our Facebook page a firefighter spotlight. Once a week, I picked a fireman, took a picture of them, and highlighted their service and offered it up to anybody who may want to join to contact the chief or myself. So you'll probably see that every week until I run out of guys and gals. But that is, just wanted to highlight that real quick. Any kind of sharing or outreach you guys can do, anybody you know who may want to come down and join up, that'd be great.
Great. Thanks, Derek.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, that's been very effective. A lot of positive. We've been sharing it on Luna Pier Facebook page also when they're posted, and definitely some deserving heroes there. It's great to give them the recognition they deserve. Any more council input or information?
I'll be attending remotely the 2 meetings in February. So I will attend, but I know I can't vote because I'll be not in Luna Pier.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? I appreciate everybody, all the help over the last few weeks. I tried to just get an organ removed from my body and keep on like normal, and it didn't quite work out the way I planned, but I appreciate everybody's patience. And I hope to be caught back up now. And I feel great and appreciate all your prayers and support. I feel like a kid again. I got my youthful energy. We'll move on to correspondence. Future meeting dates. They are still online. We are meeting in person on some of these meetings when we can maintain safe distancing and follow all of the occupancy rules and limitations there. City Hall will be closed. No, that's not up there. That's long past. I forgot to delete that. Parks and Recreation.
There is one that City Hall is
President's
closed
Day.
February 15th
Yes.
for President's Day.
Yes, President's Day, we will be closed. February 15th. Parks and Recs, to be determined. We have that scheduled on a Wednesday, but I don't think that's correct. We'll get with Stacy on that and get the regular meeting schedule straightened out. FEP is scheduled for Tuesday, February 16th at 7 p.m. at Water Tower Park. TDA is still to be determined. Planning, Tuesday, February 23rd at 4 p.m. at City Hall. City Council, February 11th, 2021, 7 p.m. And that will be a Zoom meeting. Thank you, everyone. If no other comments, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion, we adjourn.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Everybody.
See you all.
Bye.